Okay, welcome back, guys. On this session, I simply want to break down this trade over here, right? The trade that I took earlier on, like how I actually made $4,400 on my FTMO account. So, yeah, I think I even shared a screenshot here. Yeah, I did share a screenshot here, even in the group here. Exactly, it was 4,464 and 59 cents here, with charges of $90 there. So let's break down this trade here. So this trade, guys, was simply based on our strategy that we use every single day, so that we trade every single day, right? And we all know that the strategy I use here, guys, it's so simple, it's so straightforward, right? For those of you that have been with me for a while, I believe you know this. So I'm gonna write down here some key features of the strategy that I use every single day here. So this would be low here. So which means I trade a simple trade a silver plate. So which means the step by step that I'm looking for when I trade a silver plate. So simple. So let me just write down the rules here. Number one is that, let's just make this a bit smaller here. Number one here is that I always want to find what the 5 minutes liquidity sweep. I'm just gonna write 5 minutes liquidity. That's the first step. Number two, once you get the 5 minutes, let's put it in this. In this case, the 5 minutes liquidity sweep. In this case, we had this low, or the 5 minutes chart, right? I had this low. And mind you, on my daily bias, remember the first session that we did for the day, we did our daily bias, right? On USDCHF, I was bullish. And remember that I was bullish also on GXY. So I was bullish. So which means in this case, when it comes to silver plate time, I always mark what the 2:30 in this case, London session, and 3 o'clock. I want to find liquidity. If the 5 minutes liquidity sweep must be between 2:30 and 4. So in this case, we swap these lows here. We form a low here, again high, then lower low, sweeping at this lows here, and as well as this low. This here was a 5 minutes liquidity sweep on my side, right? Which means the step one was check it up. Number two, which means I switch to 1 minute chart. Which means after sweeping this 5 minutes liquidity here, sell liquidity, I switch down to 1 minute chart here. In this case, on one, again, guys, so I don't have a replay mode here. I didn't pay for trading view. I don't see the point of it anymore, by the way. So the second thing here, that after sweeping this liquidity, again, we are also this sort of pretty with the low high. Exactly, this was exactly at 3 or 4, we swept the low. So after sweeping the low, which means now we move to step number 2. Okay, over here. After sweeping the liquidity, 5 minutes liquidity sweep, we switch down to number 2, or step 2 of our strategy. On step 2, what are we looking for? Step 2, we switch to 1 minute chart. Then after switching to 1 minute chart, what do we look for? Number 3 is that we wait for displacement with a Microsoft shift. In this case, we want to see displacement plus Microsoft shift. In this case, where the displacement Microsoft shift, in this case, we didn't broke this below this low. We had this high, but we had no displacement here. Price pushed lower to the downside. Then with this push upside here to up, we didn't break above this high, so there was no displacement to the downside, low, a new low again. After this low, then we had this huge 2 candles to the upside. And again, this here was a simple displacement to the upside Microsoft shift. We broke above this high here. So this was a very clean Microsoft shift here. So after breaking above Microsoft shift, which means now I noted with this down close candle here was simply what a bullish order block. This up close candle here was actually what a bullish breaker here. And in this case, once I have this, I always pay attention. I need to find 3 PD arrays. So once we have 3 PD arrays, and I want to check an entry of that within that breaker. In this case, we have order block here with a breaker, and obviously we have this fair value gap here. So I want the price to come back into this breaker and order block as well here. So when the price to turn back down into this order block here, this was an actual entry here. So anticipating that, okay, now we have a trade there, we have an entry, anticipating what that will get higher prices there from there on. And in this case, price was simply moving sideways, right? Oh, sorry guys, I want us to. And one price was simply moved from here. We kept this one came close. I believe here when price came this close, I sent a screenshot to the group, said, okay, I'm looking for just to go long here, but the fact that we didn't check into this breaker and order block as well, that is not a valid entry yet. So I was simply waiting for an entry there, which means until I got that entry, until we break, price came back down into this breaker. And this week right here, this way I took the trade, I'm switching higher prices, and eventually price went higher in this case to simple this 4.54 R here, of which that's how I made exactly, because that's how I made exactly 4,646. In this case, why not the whole 4.454? It's because we also have to consider what spread as well in this case. So it was a simple trade. We trade a very simple silver plate, guys. Or most of my trade, if not about, let's just say about 97% of my trades are simple silver plate, which means I trade between London session from 3 to 4 a.m. and also trade in New York session 10 to 11. All of my trades are simply this. However, guys, today was a beautiful day because there were a lot of opportunities that were presented today. A lot of opportunities that were presented today. Look at NASDAQ here. NASDAQ, there was also a beautiful setup here. And we did share this to the group. Look at this here. Let me just show you into the campus group here. This send this on the campus group here. Let me just bring this thing up here. And the campus group, guys, has nothing to do with signals. Campus group has nothing to do with signals. Campus group. We started yesterday here. This was USDCHF yesterday here. This was a trade yesterday. Look at this going long here on USDCHF yesterday. Then where's the push to downside here? This was USDCHF push up into getting that 4.71R yesterday here. And there were a lot of setups like this yesterday. And again today, this was NASDAQ here. We're looking for a natural just to go short on NASDAQ like this here today. And also the USDC strength, this was shared exactly today. Campus group as well, because I wasn't allowed to send some signals this week, guys. And I'm not telling you some other thing. And we also had this setup here. This was OZ. Look at this on OZ here. On OZ, we couldn't get an entry. This was simply an entry, looking for an entry here, but we didn't get an entry. Price simply matched the downside with no entry on OZ. But again, we also have an entry here on Kiwi. Proof structure, this is a silver plate as well, and Q here also matched the downside of which was followed by exactly as NASDAQ. Where's NASDAQ? Did it share something? No, didn't share something. It is set up on NASDAQ as well. So guys, this is how I actually made that 4,000. However, I left way too much money on the table because on Euro as well, on Euro there was a setup here. However, on Euro they didn't present a chance to call. The reason why on Euro here is because this displacement here, this displacement was actually a huge candle, so it didn't allow me to take any trade. However, on GU as well here, I took a trade here on GU after this displacement price. I took a trade here, but I took a loss here, then spike up about the size, and eventually I couldn't catch a retake here or then trade a chance to get an entry as well here. So guys, yeah, I wanted to keep this one very short here and show you exactly how I made that $4,400. So my strategy, guys, it's so simple, it's straightforward, and I believe most of you by now, you already know it. The only thing that you need in this case is stay consistent with the strategy, execute each and every single trade that is provided every single day, and I'm sure you will see the results in the long term. Cheers, guys. I'm out. That's what I want to share with you for today. See you on the next one.